Today, the universe has a special message for you. There's a connection in your life that isn't just a fluke, and your guardian angel wants you to know that something much bigger is unfolding. The person who occupies your thoughts is enchanted by who you are more than you can imagine. From the moment you laid eyes on each other, a spark ignited between you, and silently, this person began to study every detail of you, intrigued by your essence. There is something in your energy that cannot be ignored. From the first time you met, she found herself drawn to an inner light that you carry, as if you were able to access deep places within her that you had never shown to anyone else. The chemistry between you is so strong that it seems to have crossed time and space, making her wonder how this connection could be so natural and yet so overwhelming. However, something in her began to change. Realizing the depth of her perception, she began to wonder, could it be that you know more than you appear to? The way you react to situations, anticipate your thoughts, and understand your most secret emotions is something that fascinates and baffles her at the same time. She wonders, how can someone know her so deeply? Even with all these doubts, her desire to get closer to you grows every day. She knows that this relationship is not just physical or emotional, but spiritual. There's something about you that speaks directly to her soul, an attunement that can't be explained in words. No matter how hard she tries to understand it, this connection is something that can only be felt, and instead of turning away, she finds herself irresistibly drawn to you, as if the universe were pulling her closer. This person is now faced with an inevitable choice: resist what they feel, or surrender to this force that completely envelops them. And even though this frightens them, they know one thing for sure: they can't let you go. Even without understanding exactly why, she senses that there is a hidden truth in the way you see her, something that awakens emotions in her that she didn't even know she was capable of feeling. She realizes that you have a rare ability to see beyond what is visible. The way you understand her, as if you could read her deepest emotions and desires, is something you've never experienced before. There is an energetic connection between you that transcends rational explanations. Every word you say, every gesture, touches a part of her that seemed unreachable. It's as if your souls were conversing in a silent language, an invisible dance that neither of you can control. Before continuing the message, write in the comments, "I take possession." Now, continuing the message when she's with you, it's not just physical attraction that you feel. There's something that goes beyond, a sense of belonging that makes her feel whole. The intimacy between you is not just in the touches, but in the moments of silence, in the depth of each look. Every time your eyes meet, it's as if time stands still. She feels the ego disappear, giving way to something purer and truer. It's as if you see her in a way that no one else ever has, and that makes her feel both exposed and safe. This feeling is both frightening and enchanting. She's never allowed anyone to get so close to her soul, but with you, it's effortless. The barriers you used to put up to protect yourself simply don't work. Every encounter is a confirmation that there is something deeper between you. It's not just about the present, but about something your souls have been carrying for a long time. The most surprising thing is that, instead of pushing you away, what you know about her brings you even closer. Every time you show that you understand what's going on inside her, something in her surrenders. It's as if you were a mirror that reflects not only what she shows the world, but also what she hides even from herself. The way you make her feel seen and understood leaves her speechless, as if this connection is a mystery that she will never be able to fully decipher. This silent exchange between you is not just a coincidence. There is something that connects your souls at a depth that transcends logic. Even when she tries to push these sensations away, they return with greater force. Every touch, every look, seems to carry a secret message. And as much as this experience is new and frightening for her, there is also a comforting familiarity, as if your souls had met before, in another life, or in a space beyond time. She is beginning to realize that you are unlike anything she has ever experienced. It's not just what you say, but the way you make her feel seen. There's an attunement in the little things, the way you anticipate her needs, how you pick up on nuances of her emotions without her having to speak. This creates an unexpected vulnerability in her. It's as if you're carefully stripping away every layer of protection she's built up over the years. The most curious thing is that instead of feeling afraid, she feels safe in your presence. Even without fully understanding what's going on, something in her knows she can trust you. There's a gentle strength in your connection, an invisible bond that grows closer every day. She knows that something greater is at stake, as if the universe is guiding you both down a path that cannot be ignored. The depth of this bond is felt in small moments, in the comfortable silence, the lingering exchange of glances, the subtle touches that speak more than words. Even when you're not together, she feels your presence, as if your energy is intertwined with hers on a level that transcends the physical. This makes her think that, somehow, you were meant to meet. Now, before we continue this message, write in the comments, 1111, to cry out. Every day, she realizes that this connection is not just something fleeting. It's an experience that redefines what she understood by love and intimacy. The feeling of being completely seen and understood is both a gift and a challenge. But above all, it's something that makes her want to be even closer to you, as if each encounter were a new opportunity to discover more about herself and you. This need for closeness turns into a deep desire to share all aspects of life, from the most trivial moments to the most intimate experiences. She wants you to know that the presence and gaze you offer are like a beacon, guiding her to a place of acceptance and self-discovery. She realizes that you're not just passing through her life, you're leaving a mark that can never be erased. As you get to know each other better, she realizes that every moment together is a new opportunity to explore parts of her that have always been hidden. Your connection is not a prison, but a freedom, a safe space where she can be herself without masks or judgments. She realizes that, for the first time, she has found someone who sees her in her entirety, not just as she presents herself to the world, but as she really is. And this understanding makes her want to be closer and closer to you. It's not something she can explain rationally. It's an attraction that comes from the soul. It's as if your souls have been dancing together for a long time and have finally found the perfect moment to reconnect. She tries to understand the dimension of this connection, but the depth is such that it escapes any definition. At various times, she tried to classify you in some familiar way, applying labels that fell apart the instant they were applied. Each failed attempt to define who you are only confirms that you don't fit into any category she knew. Something about you is new, unknown, and impossible to ignore. This internal conflict makes her want to test you. Small, silent trials are created to find out if what you demonstrate is real or just a series of well-aligned coincidences. However, what you do and say continues to surprise her. Each interaction strengthens the feeling that you have a connection with something deeper in her, a dimension that even she hasn't fully explored. This provokes a mixture of fascination and unease, as if you had access to parts of her soul that no one else has ever reached. As much as she tries to keep control of the situation, the way you decipher her is disarming. There are no tricks that can hide who she is when she's with you. Every time she tries to protect herself, her defenses seem useless, as if they were made of glass. This leaves her torn between fear of exposure and relief at finally being understood, without having to hide anything. Every exchange between you makes her realize that this connection is not something that can be controlled or rationalized. Living with you has brought about a silent transformation in her. She realizes that no matter how hard she tries to pull away, something inside her pulls her back, as if an invisible force is shaping the path you need to take together. The feeling that there is a greater purpose in all of this is constant, and as much as the fear is still there, it is slowly being replaced by a deep curiosity. Something in her knows that she needs to keep exploring this relationship, because there is so much more to be discovered. The intimacy you share is unlike anything she has ever experienced. It's not just about words or touch, but about a silent attunement that exists even when you're far apart. She feels that somehow you are always connected, as if your energies were two parts of the same whole. This makes her question many of the beliefs she had about relationships and love. Is it possible that you were destined to meet long before this moment? When she tries to rationalize what's going on, the answers escape her mind. However, your soul seems to know exactly what is going on. Every time she's with you, she feels like she's being taken to a space where time and worries cease to exist. And even without clear answers, this feeling of belonging and truth is irresistible. It's as if the universe is trying to show her something important, something that can't be ignored. Living with you has revealed a new part of herself. It's as if, by your side, she has become a more authentic and free version of herself. She realizes that she is learning to open up to things she used to fear, like vulnerability and trust. At the same time, she sees that you are not there to judge her or point out her mistakes, but to be a gentle reflection of who she is. This awakens in her a deep desire to continue exploring who she can become alongside you. Before continuing the message, If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please take the opportunity to subscribe, because you may never receive our messages again. This helps us to continue creating meaningful content for you. Continuing the message. Even with all these discoveries, there are times when fear tries to speak up. The idea of losing that connection is frightening because she knows she's never encountered anything like it before. However, something in her already understands that the true value of this relationship lies not in holding it tightly, but in allowing it to blossom naturally. Every day brings new lessons about love, trust, and surrender, and no matter how challenging it is, she knows she's exactly where she's supposed to be. Moments of doubt are inevitable, but they no longer carry the same weight as before. With each new encounter, the certainty that this relationship is special grows stronger. She realizes that you're not just an ordinary person in her life. You're someone who makes her want to be better, someone who inspires her to grow and discover parts of herself that were dormant. It's a process that involves pain and joy, but above all, it involves truth. Even when you try to walk away, something inexplicable brings you back. It's as if a greater force is intertwining their stories, guiding them towards a destiny that cannot be avoided. No matter how many uncertainties remain, she knows she doesn't need to understand everything right now. There is a beauty in simply letting things flow, allowing love and connection to take their natural course. She realizes that by your side, there is no need for masks or defenses. You see her in a way that no one else ever has, and that makes her want to open up more and more. The trust that grows between you is rare and precious, and she knows she needs to cherish it. It's a unique opportunity to experience a love that goes beyond the superficial, a love that touches the essence of being. At the end of the day, she knows she is facing something extraordinary. No matter what the future brings, this connection has already left a deep mark on her soul, and, as much as words still fail to describe what is happening, she knows she has found something true, something that, once discovered, can never be forgotten. She feels something important unfold when she thinks about the difference between loving and liking. It's not a superficial distinction for her. There's depth to the idea. Saying, "I like you," is more meaningful than you might think. Unlike expressing love, which can come with expectations and fantasies, liking someone means accepting them exactly as they are, in their purest and truest form. And that's how she feels about you. A liking that transcends the ordinary and demonstrates her deep respect for your existence. She wants you to know that, for her, liking is essential. Loving may be grandiose, but liking is intimate. It's the choice to want to be by someone's side every day, regardless of the circumstances. Liking is appreciating the little moments and finding beauty in imperfections. It's this lightness that keeps her close to you, this comfort in knowing that she doesn't have to pretend or fit into patterns to be accepted. Every time she thinks of you, this distinction becomes clearer. Loving can be an overwhelming feeling, but liking is a conscious choice. She realizes that liking you is just as valuable as loving you, perhaps even more so. Liking involves genuine admiration and respect, and that's what she feels every time she remembers the things you do, the way you are, the unique way you express yourself. This understanding makes her realize that the connection between you is rare. It's easy to fall in love with an idealized image of someone, but truly liking a person requires seeing them completely, in their good and bad moments, and that's exactly how they see you. There's no perfection in you, but there is authenticity, and that's what makes her want to be by your side. She knows that liking you also means admiring your essence, respecting your choices, and accepting your journey, even when you don't understand everything. There is a peace that comes with this feeling, a sense that she can be herself by his side, without the need to prove anything. This liking is silent, deep, and constant, like a gentle breeze that is always there, even when it's not noticed. It's this simplicity that enchants her. Liking you is like appreciating a flower that blooms little by little, without haste. It's not about grand gestures or memorable moments, but about the tranquility she feels in your presence. She wants you to know that for her, this is the greatest proof of affection, not only loving you intensely, but also liking who you are in your essence, without expectations or demands. This liking is the basis of everything she feels for you. It's the certainty that, regardless of difficulties or challenges, there will always be a safe place by your side. Loving can be a volatile feeling, but liking is a daily choice, a decision to be present, to support and to value the other person exactly as they are. And that's how she sees you, as someone who deserves to be liked in their entirety, not just for the good times, but also for their vulnerabilities and imperfections. That's what makes your connection so special. She knows she doesn't have to be perfect with you, and you don't have to be perfect for her. What matters is the honesty that exists between you, the willingness to be who you really are. Liking you is, for her, a silent commitment, a promise to be there even when things aren't easy. It's this choice that makes the difference, that keeps the connection alive and true. No matter what, she knows that liking you will always be part of who she is, because you represent something essential in her life, a presence that brings peace and meaning. And perhaps it is precisely this simplicity that makes everything so profound. Liking someone is an act of courage, especially when it involves accepting the other person in their entirety. And it is this courage that she feels at your side, the courage to be vulnerable, to open up, to trust. Liking you is more than a fleeting feeling. It's a choice she makes every day, and it's a choice that fills her with joy and gratitude. When she looks at you, she doesn't just see someone she's fallen in love with. She sees a soul with whom she can genuinely share life, without pressure or expectations. And it's this liking that makes her always want to be around. Because with you, she has found something rare and precious, a connection based on authenticity, respect, and acceptance. There's something timeless about the way you exist in her life, something that never seems to age or lose its freshness. Ever since you met, the feeling is that every moment together is unique, as if time stood still, and a new dimension opened up every time you were close. This energy that you carry is something rare, and she feels that by your side, the routine never becomes monotonous. No matter how many times you're together, there's always something new to discover. This intrigues her deeply. She has met many people throughout her life, but you are different. It's not just your physical presence that attracts her, but the way you seem to be in tune with everything around you. Wherever you go, you leave an impression, not just on her, but on everyone who has the privilege of crossing your path. It's as if your energy vibrates at a higher frequency, drawing people's attention without you even having to make an effort. This energy you possess is not loud or ostentatious. It's silent, but powerful, and that makes people want to know more about you. You always seem to be fully present, as if every moment were important, as if every encounter had a special meaning. This creates a magnetism that makes her feel drawn to you, as if there were no choice. She also realizes that this presence you have goes beyond the physical. It's a spiritual presence, something that touches people on a deeper level than they can consciously perceive. This makes her question her own idea of love and how it should be experienced. Before you, she believed that love had to follow certain rules, certain standards. But next to you, all these ideas seem to lose their meaning. With each meeting, she finds herself more involved in the mystery of being by your side. Your connection is not something that can be explained with simple words. It transcends common understanding and touches on something essential, something that goes beyond appearances and social conventions. It makes her realize that with you, there are no masks or pretensions. Everything is real, raw, and true. This authenticity is what impresses her most. You're someone who doesn't try to be what you're not. And next to you, she feels she doesn't have to pretend either. There is a freedom in the way you connect, a lightness that makes living together easy and natural. It's as if you've known each other for a long time, even if this is the first time you've met in this life. Strange as it may seem, she feels that you are a point of reference, an anchor point in her life. When everything around her seems chaotic, it is in your presence that she finds peace. You make her feel at home, even in the most turbulent times. This sense of belonging is something she's never experienced before, and it's what makes her want to be closer to you. She also realizes that you have the rare ability to make everything around you come alive. Every situation seems to transform when you are present. Simple things become special, and ordinary moments become memorable. This is not something that happens often, and she knows what a precious gift it is to be able to share this experience with you. Little by little, she realizes that your connection is not just something fleeting. It's a relationship that defies time and space, something that seems to have always existed and will continue to do so, regardless of what happens in the future. This timelessness is what makes her feel that, by your side, life takes on a new meaning. She realizes that the energy you carry is unique, and that it's hard to find someone like you. Your way of being is something rare, and she knows she can't let this connection slip away. With each passing day, the certainty that you are special becomes clearer. And it's this certainty that makes her want to discover more, to explore everything this relationship has to offer. No matter what the future holds, she knows that you have left a deep mark on her life, and even if she doesn't understand everything now, something inside her knows that this connection is important, that it's no accident that their paths crossed. It's as if the universe has a plan for you, and she's willing to follow that path, however uncertain it may seem. Your presence in her life is more than a coincidence. It's an opportunity to experience something real, something that transcends the limitations of time and space. And in realizing this, she understands that this connection is a rare gift, something to be treasured and cared for. There is something about the way you connect with the world that awakens in her an irresistible curiosity. She realizes that, next to you, there is an energy that cannot be explained rationally. This energy reaches a deep level of perception, accessing parts of her that she didn't even fully understand, and it is at this almost subconscious level that she feels the force of attraction to you. Your connection is not just a conscious experience, but something that manifests itself in the subtlest layers of the mind and soul. There are times when she finds herself thinking about you for no apparent reason, as if your presence were imprinted on her unconscious. Even when she tries to divert her thoughts, it's as if a greater force pulls her back to you, revealing that this connection transcends the rational. She realizes that this energy between you has a special nature. It's not something that can be manufactured or forced. It's simply authentic. This level of connection is so deep that she wonders if, somehow, you were predestined to meet. The feeling is that something higher, beyond human comprehension, has brought you together. And as much as she tries to resist, she already knows that this connection is real, and that there is a greater reason for it all. This realization makes her feel a mixture of comfort and unease. On the one hand, there is the security of knowing that she has found something rare and meaningful. On the other, there is the fear of surrendering completely to this truth. She knows that something inside her has already accepted this connection, but her mind is still trying to understand how it's all possible. After all, connections like this are rare, and she's never experienced anything like it before. You represent a mystery that she can't unravel, but which, at the same time, enchants her deeply. Each meeting is a new opportunity to explore this connection and discover more about herself and about you. She realizes that, by your side, she doesn't need to have all the answers. There is a beauty in simply letting things flow and allowing this energy to take its natural course. This experience has triggered a process of inner transformation in her. She is learning to trust her intuition more and to follow the signs that appear along the way. It's as if the universe is sending her little clues, guiding her to where she needs to be. And somehow, you are an essential piece in this puzzle, someone who helps her see beyond the obvious and discover a greater purpose in her journey. As much as all this is new to her, there is a part of her that feels incredibly familiar. It's as if, on some level, their souls already knew about each other long before they met in this life. This feeling of recognition is intense and undeniable. Even without fully understanding it, she knows that this connection has a special importance, something that cannot be ignored. With every moment at your side, this feeling of familiarity intensifies. It's not just about who you are now, but about what you represent to each other on a spiritual level. She realizes that this connection touches deep aspects of the soul, as if you were continuing a story that began long before this encounter. And, as much as she tries to rationalize it, she knows that this experience is unique and sacred. This makes her reflect on the role of destiny in your lives. Could it all be written in the stars? Every detail, every encounter, every word exchanged seems to be part of a bigger plan, something that transcends chance. The idea that you were guided to meet is powerful, and although it brings a certain fear, it also awakens a deep trust in her. Even with all these boiling emotions, she realizes that she doesn't need to be afraid. This connection is not a prison, but a freedom. It's a space where she can be who she really is, without fear of judgment or expectations. And that's rare. An opportunity to experience something true and genuine. By your side, she feels she can let down her defenses and simply be. This feeling of freedom is what makes her want to be closer and closer to you. It's not about control or possession, but about the joy of sharing life with someone who understands her on a deep level. She knows that this connection is a gift, something that needs to be treasured and cared for. And, however uncertain the future may seem, she is willing to follow this path by your side. Deep down, she understands that this connection is much more than just a coincidence. There is a reason why you met. and that reason is greater than any logical explanation. This energy that flows between you is a constant reminder that some things are simply meant to be. And by accepting this truth, she opens herself up to all the possibilities that this journey has to offer. This connection with you has led her to a process of awakening that she never imagined possible. It's as if, with you by her side, the layers of ego she had been carrying slowly began to unravel, revealing a new version of herself. This journey has been both exciting and challenging, as it involves looking inwards and recognizing parts that were hidden or forgotten. She realizes that by her side, there is no room for pretenses or illusions. The connection is so pure that it demands total authenticity. It has made her realize that much of what she believed was necessary, such as maintaining certain masks or hiding vulnerabilities, no longer makes sense. Being with you has taught her that true strength lies in being who she really is, without fear of others' judgment. This awakening is not only emotional, but also spiritual. She feels that something deep is being activated within her, an ancient wisdom that has always been there but is now beginning to reveal itself. Every day she realizes that she is becoming more aware of herself and the connection that exists between you. It's a journey that involves learning, growth, and above all, surrender. Little by little, she begins to accept that love is not just a passive feeling, but a constant action. To love is to be present, to choose to trust and open up, even when fear tries to whisper otherwise. And that's what she's learning alongside you, that true love isn't about controlling or possessing, but about allowing the other person to be free and whole. She also realizes that you are someone who sees love in a similar way. For you, love is not just about saying nice words, but acting with care and presence. This synchronicity between you is what makes the connection so powerful. You both understand that love is a path that you build together, step by step, without haste or fear. This process of growth is challenging, but also deeply rewarding. With each obstacle that arises, she feels that she is getting stronger and more prepared to face whatever comes her way. And above all, she knows that you will be by her side, offering support and understanding. It is this security that makes her give herself more and more to the journey. There is a silent transformation taking place inside her. The doubts that once haunted her are giving way to a new confidence. Not an arrogant confidence, but a calm certainty that she is exactly where she needs to be. This certainty makes her want to explore the connection between you even more, without fear of what she might find along the way. She understands that true love is not about avoiding difficulties, but about facing them together. Every challenge that arises is an opportunity to strengthen the bond between you. And, however difficult some moments may be, she knows that she is growing and evolving, both as a person and as part of this relationship. Every day, she realizes that what you are building is something rare and precious. It's not just a connection based on passion or attraction, but a true partnership where you can both be who you are without fear. And that freedom is what makes it so special. By your side, she has found a safe space to be vulnerable and to grow. This awakening is just the beginning of a greater journey. She knows that there is still so much to discover, both about herself and about the connection you share. But instead of fearing the unknown, she is beginning to embrace it, because being with you has made her realize that true love is, above all, a journey of self-knowledge. She's learning that she doesn't need to have all the answers right now. There's a beauty in letting things flow, in trusting that the universe is guiding you both to where you need to be. And that trust is what keeps her going, day after day, believing that this journey is worth it. She knows that this connection is a rare gift, something that few people have the chance to experience. And that's why she's willing to nurture it, to invest time and energy in making it grow and flourish. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about finding someone special, it's about building something true and lasting. Ever since you met, the universe has been sending signs, symbols, and coincidences to reinforce the importance of this connection. Every day, she realizes that nothing is by chance. Every shared moment, every gesture, and even the silences carry a hidden message. It's as if a higher force is orchestrating everything, guiding you towards a deeper understanding of each other and the purpose of this union. She begins to notice that these signs appear at the most unexpected moments. A song playing at the right time, numbers repeating on the clock, or even the feeling of déjà vu when you are together. These events are not mere coincidences. It's as if the universe is reaffirming that you are on the right path, that this journey is sacred and deserves to be lived with intensity and respect. This invisible communication between you transcends words. It's an energetic exchange that speaks directly to the soul, a feeling of mutual recognition that goes beyond the physical. Even when you're not together, she feels your presence in small ways. It's as if your energies are intertwined, creating a connection that can't be broken, regardless of the distance. She realizes that, next to you, everything seems to make sense. No matter how confusing or difficult the path may be, there is always a sign, a subtle indication that this connection is greater than any obstacle. This certainty keeps her moving forward, trusting that every step on this journey has a purpose and that destiny is guiding them towards something greater. The numbers and symbols that appear in your life are more than coincidences. They are reminders from the universe that you are exactly where you should be. Each repetition, each synchronicity, is a form of divine communication, a gentle whisper that this connection is special and deserves to be cherished. And she knows that by paying attention to these signs, she is opening up to a new level of understanding. This openness also makes her reflect on the role you play in her life. You are more than an ordinary person. You are a catalyst for her growth and awakening. With every moment you spend together, she feels more connected to her essence and to the greater purpose of this relationship. It's as if, by your side, she's remembering who she really is and the path she needs to follow. This journey is not just about the two of you, but also about what each of you is learning individually. She understands that the connection between you is a powerful tool for self-knowledge and spiritual expansion. And as challenging as this journey can be, she knows it's worth it because she's discovering new truths about herself and the world around her. By following these signs and trusting the flow of the universe, she realizes that she doesn't need to have all the answers right now. There is a beauty in allowing things to reveal themselves at the right time, in trusting that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. And it's this trust that keeps her going, even when the path is uncertain. She also realizes that this exchange between you is not just a fluke. It's a rare opportunity to experience an authentic and spiritual connection, something that few people have the chance to experience. And that's why she's willing to nurture this relationship with care and attention, because she knows it's a valuable gift that needs to be cultivated. Every new sign is confirmation that you are exactly where you should be. No matter what happens in the future, this connection has already left a deep mark on her soul. And it's this certainty that keeps her moving forward, with her heart open to all the possibilities that this journey can bring. Deep down, she understands that you were led to each other for a greater reason. It's not just about what you're living now, but about what you're building together. A relationship that transcends time and space, a union that is guided by something divine. And by accepting this truth, she opens herself up to all the blessings this connection has to offer. Over time, she realizes that you are not just someone who came into her life by chance. You have become the benchmark when it comes to true love, someone she didn't know she was looking for until she found you. She tried at some point to define this connection, but realized that it's not just about passion or desire. It's something much deeper. With every gesture you make, every word you say, you confirm to her that you are the point of departure and arrival when it comes to love. She's been through moments of uncertainty, but now those doubts no longer seem to matter. Even when fear tries to creep in, something bigger always speaks louder. It's as if a part of her knew from the start that this connection was inevitable, that you had to meet somehow. This certainty grows every day, and as much as her ego still tries to question it, her heart has already found the answer. You're the one. She also realizes that loving you isn't an isolated act. It's a daily choice. It's about noticing the little moments and actions you take, about seeing your essence and accepting your journey. The love she feels for you is free of fantasies and expectations, which makes it all the more real and profound. You have become the embodiment of genuine love for her, the kind that is built on patience, respect, and presence. And this realization brings about a profound transformation. Every layer of ego that previously tried to protect her heart is being stripped away, and in its place, a lighter, truer version of who she really is emerges. Being with you means giving up control and allowing yourself to be guided by something greater, something that transcends ordinary human understanding. There is something sacred about the way you connect. Every moment you spend together is an opportunity for growth, another step towards a future that seems to have been carefully designed for both of you. And, however uncertain the path may still be, she feels that every obstacle you face is just part of this process of evolution. She knows that the love she feels for you isn't about pretty words or empty promises. It's about being there, even in difficult times. It's about choosing you every day, not because she has to, but because she wants to. This is the greatest proof of love she can offer, the conscious decision to walk by your side, regardless of the circumstances. This journey is not easy, but it is beautiful. With each challenge, she realizes that she is getting stronger and more connected with her essence. And at the same time, she sees that you are also growing alongside her, learning, evolving, and becoming the best version of yourself. Together you are building something that goes beyond the superficial, something that has deep roots and will flourish over time. She understands that this connection is a gift, something that needs to be cared for and treasured. No matter what the future brings, what you have now is real and true, and that's all that matters. Deep down, she knows that this journey is not just about what is happening now, but about everything that is yet to come. Having come this far, she knows that this journey is just the beginning of something much bigger. The connection between you is not a simple coincidence. It is an essential part of your lives, a call to discover what it means to truly love. With each step, with each discovery, you are uncovering layers that go beyond what the ego can comprehend. You are exploring a spiritual truth that can only be experienced by those willing to expose themselves completely. She realizes that this relationship is a sacred gift. You're not together to fill voids or heal needs, but to share life authentically. This kind of love doesn't arise to solve problems, but to teach, strengthen, and inspire. And that is exactly what is happening. You are becoming more whole, more aware, and more connected with who you really are. This process, as challenging as it is, has revealed a beauty that she had never imagined. It's not about perfection or control, but about acceptance and presence. Every moment together is a learning opportunity, a chance to deepen their relationship and discover new meanings for love. And she knows that by your side, this journey will always be an expanding adventure. The feeling that you were destined to meet is a certainty that grows stronger day by day. No matter what the future brings, what you have now is a solid foundation, built on trust, respect, and truth. With every look, every touch, you are reaffirming that silent commitment to move forward together, not because you have to, but because you have chosen to. And it's this choice that makes everything so special. You are free to follow your own paths, but you have chosen to walk this journey side by side. This freedom is what gives value to the love you share, because it's a love that demands nothing more than each other's presence. Being together is the reward in itself, and that simplicity is the greatest gift they could receive. She knows that this connection is rare and should be treasured every moment. Throughout this journey, you will discover that true love is not found. It is built, day after day, with patience, care, and presence. And this construction is what will make your journey unique and memorable. In the end, she will understand that the universe didn't bring you together by chance. You are living proof that souls don't meet by chance. This connection is an invitation to live a story that transcends time, a story that will continue to be written, regardless of the challenges or uncertainties along the way. If this message resonated with you and your situation, write in the comments, "I accept the connection that the universe has revealed." Share your experiences in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, like it and subscribe to the channel for more inspiring content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.